Welcome back to Latte Hour. Hope you all are doing well. Let's jump right in as usual. So, this is a continuation of the water video that I made previously, kind of explaining how a lot of the water that our bottled water that I was buying in the States, I just was not feeling refreshed by it. I still felt dried out, almost as if there were light concentrations of detergent contained in the water. And so I started to buy water that was bottled overseas and felt more hydrated. And so it got me to thinking, first, number one, this doesn't make sense that we have dirty water in 2026 or suspect water in 2026 in a first world country. But we all remember Flint, Michigan, and how dirty the water was there. And I was like, there has to be a simple solution to this problem, because my motto in life is the KISS motto: keep it simple, and then you know what the S stands for. If you don't, look it up. But yeah, so it's like there has to be a simple model. I don't believe that we were placed here on this earth without everything that we needed. And the idea, I guess, I downloaded was distilled water. It is to me, one of the easiest ways to get pure water. Unless, of course, the chemicals contained in the water boil at a lower point than water. And that's a whole nother thing. And that's why on some of the commercial distillers, you'll see a filter on those you'll see a filter on those machines that filter the water after distillation. And so, yeah, distilled water. And so I wanted to do a video on how to make an emergency stock of distilled water. Now, this emergency method is not the most efficient method, but it will definitely work in a pinch if you're just trying to get drinking water. And so you will see me do that in this video a little bit later on. But I also wanted to mention, before I get into that explanation and short video at the end here, that South Korea has a large desalination unit that they have commissioned, and so I want to further look into that as well, especially if our water source is keeping contaminated. Then we would have to figure out how to desalinate salt water in some extreme situations. And so without further ado, I will get into the demonstration now of how I was able to make distilled water at home. And I did get this idea from a YouTube video that was made like over 10 years ago, and I wanted to do the experiment myself, so I will link that video down below as well. It's really funny. You should check it out. Alright, here we go. Okay, so this is a quick way to make some emergency clean water. I start off with a bundt cake pan that is all in one piece. It's pretty difficult to find that, so if you're looking for one, check the link below. It's stainless steel, and I was able to find it on Amazon. So now you see I'm pouring water in the stock pot, which had a 9.5-inch opening and was also stainless steel. These are pretty easy to find, and again, just make sure the opening is 9.5 inches inner diameter. I'm still pouring. This is my second bottle of water before we place the mixing bowl on top, which is stainless steel and has a 10.5-inch inner diameter on the opening. And so you want to make sure that you use stainless steel because aluminum leaches, and so just when you're looking to get your emergency parts, keep that in mind. And so here I've poured in the water and I'm adjusting everything to make sure that it is up, the bundt cake pan is up straight. The idea is the steam will rise through the center hole of the bundt cake pan and will be caught by the mixing bowl that I've placed on top, and this ice block will cool down that steam, coating the mixing bowl and run down the sides to where the bundt cake pan will be a catchment for that. So yeah, and so if you were looking at the time, this is starting about 8:20ish in the morning, and this is what the contraption looks like, and I have it on a medium fire. Then I swap the ice block because you don't want the ice block to melt, and so you don't want the plastic that's containing the ice block to melt. The water is going to melt, and so I swapped it with the aluminum pan that you saw on top, which is totally okay because the water in that pan will not be used for drinking water. It'll only be used for condensation purposes only. And so what I had done was put that pan in the freezer filled with water, and then I took it out and swapped the ice block. And then I had a second pan like that was also in the freezer. That way 20 or so minutes later I can swap out the first pan and continue the cycle. And so basically I ran this experiment for about an hour and changed out the aluminum pan every 20 minutes, so about 3 times after switching out the ice block. And so looking at the results, this is what I had after about an hour. And so you want to make sure you get some oven mitts to protect your hand, to remove the mixing bowl, and pour that water into whatever container you're going to pour it in. You want to do it a little bit quicker than I did because the water is still hot and it's steaming, and so once you get all the water in the container, you can close it up real fast and collect all of the water and not have so much steam loss as you see I have here. And so I was able to collect after about an hour about 4 ounces of water. This is by far not the most efficient process, but it will work in a pinch. And I also wanted to mention the electric countertop distillers that are available. This is what I would suggest if you are going to distill water daily, because these things, most people who have them run them for about 4 hours to get a gallon of water, something in there. And so if you're interested in one that has been reviewed by many of people for its quality and kind of come out on top, look in the link below. I have that as well from Amazon, linked below. So that's just for your everyday use. But as you see, again, there's no excuse for anyone around the world to have unsafe drinking water, and that is another reason I don't really donate to foundations, because if they were really trying to help distill water, would be bringing it back to basics, and that right there would be what I would suggest that they do until they have a more scalable solution besides the crappy solutions that I always see out of these water foundations. But anyways, let me know what you all think, and have a wonderful day. As always, use your critical thinking skills because it's crazy out here, and I will talk with you all later. Bye now.